Hey guys, sorry about that. It wasn't a big mistake or anything like that. It was, I keep getting a lot of notifications and I thought I had it on silent and apparently I didn't and it was starting to piss me off because it was like popping up non-stop. So when you saw me put my finger up there, I was actually putting notifications on mute. Little did I know it was going to stop the video and make it to where it is now going to either be a two-parter unless I could figure out a way to merge them together. If I could put them together, it's going to be just one video. If it's a two-parter, then you guys are getting 3 today. Holy shit, you guys are spoiled.
Bonus.
Okay, so not leaving off, but picking up where we left off. So we're talking about Jacob,
the cringy Freddy.
Yeah, little Freddy voice, hey, teach me, all that bullshit.
So with all of that, and just it essentially being one of the most boring in the series, in our opinion.
Mm-hmm. I don't even remember the best friend's name. I really don't. All I remember is she was whiny and she swam.
Yeah.
That's all I remember about her. She didn't believe Alice at
No,
all.
well, none of them did, and they were
else.
blaming her pregnancy for everything. I'm dreaming about this guy that's killing everyone and people die. Oh, that's just you're being pregnant. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and then like when the deaths keep happening, they're still like, oh no, and like this girl, her best friend, this bitch, this whole time she's like, oh no, it's all in your head. It's like, bitch, are you seeing what's going on right now? Like everybody dying, everybody.
But you're not even paying attention.
Okay, everybody dying right now, and you're just like, oh no, like no, fuck that. So ultimately, that is why Dream Child sits at number 6. Now we're gonna get into the top 5. This is where things start getting a little bit better. Some of you again are gonna disagree with this, but we discussed it, and in our opinion, number 5 is Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare. This is the funniest.
Oh yeah.
Of them all, and we say this.
It's a comedy.
It is.
It's a comedy.
Watch it as it's a fucking comedy with some killing in it, okay? Because that's what it is. Some of Freddy's best material, in my opinion, is in this, and it's funny, I mean, as the movies after 3, literally, and this is why I say after 3, it started seeing more humor with Freddy.
Yeah.
And so with
this
Freddy's,
one, they just went for it.
Yeah, with Freddy's Dead, like you've already gone through Dream Master and you've already gone through Dream Child, and now it's just full on. We're gonna have fucking fun. And Freddy is hilarious in this movie, like the whole little "I'll get you, my pretty, and your little soul too," and like just all this shit.
My favorite scene is where he's pushing the bed of pins,
and
then he stops and he's like,
like taking deep breaths.
How John Doe keeps falling, and so he jumps out the window, and then it repeats, and he's like, "I'm not moving from this bed." Like on the third time,
it on fire.
He sets everything on fire, and he's like, "Damn it!" So that it's a comedy.
It really is, like and like keeping with the comedy of it, and this is probably why it's one of our favorite movies. This is why it's in the top 5, is because I'm sorry, okay, you forgot the Power Glove. That whole scene with him playing the video game with Spencer and the Johnny Depp cameo that "This is your brain on drugs," and just I loved it. That whole thing made me laugh my ass off. To this day, I still watch that. I know, boy.
It still has some fun. The funny thing is though is that if they could have made it a really good serious movie too, because with Carlos's mom being very abusive. Yep. Tracy's dad being, a pair of...
They introduced Freddy's daughter, which who fucking knew? None of us...
Taking out the wife.
Yeah,
all
exactly.
of that. If they went the non-comedy route, because they obviously went for comedy.
They definitely
but if they did that, it actually would have been a really good and really dark movie.
Especially like the scenes where they jump into, like we were talking about, how they jump into his past and give you like little glimpses of the shit that happened to him.
Oh yeah, because all of those were really, and it's funny because that's when it got kind of serious.
Exactly.
But they were little snippets, dark. What was killing the class pet?
Yeah, like
with a hammer.
It was a hamster, and then everybody starts chanting "Son of 100 Maniacs," and his stepdad,
Alice Cooper.
Yeah, Alice Cooper, who's going to be at Texas Frightmare Weekend. I'm excited to see him because of Freddy's Dead. But the fact that like you see that scene, and that's when you start seeing him really like get more twisted because he's like learning how to adapt pain, and like you just see like the fucked up upbringing that he had, which is kind of obvious. Like,
and still tried to be a family man.
yeah, you know, and like he was trying to be a normal person, but he had like this really twisted thing that he liked to do, and then yeah, like they could have gone a very serious route with this, and they did in scenes, but in general, it was a very comical movie. Like you mentioned Carlos's mom, and then we hear, you know, when I think of Carlos, I automatically think, "Hey, Carlos, lend me your ear," and like
The chalkboard.
Yeah, the chalkboard.
Or no, when he's opening it, the sounds he's making when he's like, ooh.
Ooh. Like that whole scene, and then like when Carlos is walking trying to find him and he can't hear anything, and you see Freddy in the background, hey, over here, like taking his hat off and dancing around,
making all kinds of, yeah.
Like it's just
awesome.
it's funny as shit.
And that's why we put it above Dream Child, because at least it was entertaining.
Yeah,
it was massively entertaining.
Definitely entertaining, you know. And then the reveals, like I said, his daughter, shit like that. It made for a lot better movie. I do like the sign when he comes and he's like, every town has an Elm Street, and then that sign pops up. I was like, I see. So you're not just in Springwood. You go into every Elm Street. We have an Elm Street out here. So I'm like, shit, you know. And
there
so
used to be a mental institution on that street.
Right there, literally. And but I think that was just really awesome. I think the movie's just really fun to watch. If you go into it watching it for fun, knowing that it's just fun, you're gonna enjoy it. You know, it's really cheesy. This is where I was saying, you know, there's the bad cheese and then there's the good cheese. This leans more on the good cheese side because it's really fun. You really dig it and enjoy it as long as you don't take it seriously.
The only thing I was kind of like on was like, really, Roseanne
and Tom Arnold,
yeah. Really,
I want my children. Like, yeah, that whole thing was like Jesus. But yeah, I think that's covers everything with that one. So jumping into, now we're getting into like top four guys, top four right now. Coming in at number 4 is Dream Master, which ironically enough is Nightmare on Elm Street 4. And Dream Master was still, you know, in my opinion, it was still dark.
Yeah.
You know, it still had like those scenes.
But that's when it kind of started getting just a little bit cheesy. I mean, 5 really took the cheese. Like, that's where you really started.
Yeah, 5
onward that way.
Was like.
But I mean, there was a little bit of, you know, funny one-liners in there, little things there where he kind of started adding a little more of the comedy in it.
Yeah.
But it was still, you know, it still was more.
Like when he does like one of the killings, okay. So like I'm doing this based off of killings that I remember right away, and like the first one obviously that I remember is Kincaid, and that one that's like more darker, you know, because Kincaid says, "See you in hell." Freddy says, "Tell him Freddy sent you," and he's like, "You shouldn't have buried me. I wasn't dead." You know, like really cool, just like creepy ass lines.
Yeah.
And then when he kills Joey, this is when the funny shit happens because how's this for a wet dream? And then like again, like there's the comedy.
And even the look on his face, like when his mom pulls back the blanket, the look on his face and everything. Yeah.
Exactly. So like, and that's when you start seeing it, and then like you know, just everything, like the different kills in the movie. These kills, in my opinion, were ones that I kind of enjoyed. Like the Kincaid one, I didn't necessarily enjoy that kill because it was really quick. You know, and Kincaid's supposed to have a dream power. Where the fuck was his dream power? You know, same with Joey. Joey was supposed to have a dream power that he didn't use because these guys are from Dream Warriors.
Well, yeah, but Joey his dream power is talking.
Yeah, well,
and then
it's supposed to be more like really loud.
Strength. So that one, yeah.
You should have thought Kincaid would at least fight Freddy or something, but he just gets stabbed in the gut and that's it, you know. And so that kind of irks my chain a little bit. And they still use the dream powers. Like that's the thing. This movie, they still use those dream powers.
They all transfer.
So that's another thing. It's like, okay, so we have these, and then Alice, you know, obviously Tuesday Night plays, not Alice, but she plays Kristen. You know, so we got Tuesday Night who took over, I think it was Patricia Arquette, who originally played Kristen. So there's that change. So you don't really have that connection with her, even though it's supposed to be a Survivor girl from a previous movie.
I did always see it as a little different
it was kind of weird,
growing
you know.
up.
But she has a great singing voice. I think that's something that she did the song for that movie. So, you know, just like some characters are forgettable, kind of like that version of Kirsten is kind of forgettable. But I do like this is the introduction of Alice, who, you know, hasn't lost to Freddy at all. You know, she beat him twice, and Not only that, but we see, like, I love her brother. I love Alice's brother.
Rick
is awesome. He's one of my favorite characters. He's listening to Bananarama in that fucking, like, I love it. Like, just, I don't know why. He was, like, really nerdy, but he was supposed to be the cool kid. And, like, I really liked him. I liked his character.
I had a huge crush on him.
I'm sad he died. Like, I really am. Like, that was the one guy. And, like, even though he did die, how it happened was still funny. Sayonara, son! Like...
He fell asleep on the toilet.
On the toilet. I'm guilty of that. I've done that before, so... So
you know when they found his body, it was like Elvis. He was on the toilet.
Right. Over a bush. But like...
I had a huge crush on him. Huge crush.
You know, and then I can't remember the girl's name right offhand, but the little black girl that had asthma... Sheila, thank you. Oh my god. Sheila had such a badass death too because they played on the fact that she had asthma.
Yeah.
And then want to suck face. Like again, there's the comedy coming from Freddy again, you know, saying shit like that. And then literally sucking the air out of her, causing her to have an asthma attack. That was just really fucking like, I don't want to say inventive, but that was like a really genius way of doing a kill, like playing off of somebody's you know, what's the word? Playing off of somebody's illness, which is like a nightmare for a lot of us. Like, you know, like I have certain fears, and if I was to die by that fear, you know, that would suck ass. And so
your worst case scenario happens.
You know, like I can't remember the bodybuilder girl's name right offhand, but cockroaches. What happens to her? You know, she gets pretty much turned into a cockroach.
Gross. That scene is so gross.
Talk about awesome, one of the best.
It's so gross.
Yeah, in my opinion, that is one of the best, one of the most awesome fucking scenes.
It was creative.
Yeah, I loved it.
It was very creative.
I loved it.
When I first watched it, I really didn't think they were going to go that route. So I was quite shocked as a child.
Yeah, and like the fact that you like see her skin come off, there's a fucking cockroach with little legs dangling still. I was like, Jesus, that was real. And it was really freaking awesome. Like seeing her arms snap when she's working out. I don't believe in you. And then Freddy's like, I believe in you. Like the shit's just, it's hilarious. And that's why, like, it's a good movie. At the same time, it's introducing like these new characters, and it's like Freddy's still being vicious while.
He killed the last in 4. He killed the last of the Elm Street kids.
Exactly. He took out Kincaid, Joey, and then Kirsten, and then you know, welcome to Wonderland, Alice, and the Meatball Rick. Like that was hilarious. Like I love that. You know, Freddy loves pizza. Go figure. And just like the puns that he says, like soul food. You know, how's this for soul food and like all that crap. Like they do really good, and I like it. I like seeing Alice's transformation. Because the beginning of the movie, she's really like, boring, bland.
Yeah, she's taking on each character's after they die.
Exactly.
Like, a little bit of their personality.
And like, I think that was a cool little concept because it sticks with Dream Warrior's concept with the powers, but it also interprets like real life ones. Like Sheila had that little bug zapper thing, so now she interprets it and has it a part of her. Or you know, Rick with the karate and the kung fu stuff, and her using the chucks, and just like all that stuff, seeing her transformation as a character. And then that's one thing like we didn't mention about part 5, but it really pays off in part 5 because she is not the same character. Who she is in part 5 is a hell of a lot different than who she was at the beginning of part 4.
Yeah.
And I think that's really fucking cool. Seeing her character transformation, seeing her fight Freddy, like literally go toe to toe with Freddy, not booby traps. You know,
she straight out was ready to fight.
Yeah,
and,
not holy
and it was
water.
funny, which I really liked that part. I like their fight scene because Freddy just laughs.
Yeah, right.
And then, like after each hit, his laugh gets just a tiny bit louder. That's one of my favorite scenes on there. It's funny.
Yeah, like I think it's really awesome. I like the fight scene. I think it's really dope. And like they did really good with the movie, you know. And like they had a lot to live up to because Dream Warriors, as you guys will soon see, is one of the best in the Nightmare series. A lot of you will say it is the best in the Nightmare series. And so like this movie had to live up to that movie. And that's really fucking hard to do. Like 5 having to live up to 4. But like having to live up to Dream Warriors, that's saying something.
Especially with having to recast Kristen.
Exactly.
You know, which is already kind of like, oh, I don't know how people are going to accept this. And then just the way it goes with it. And
Plus,
had Nancy in it.
Plus, it was Kirsten's fucking fault. It was Kirsten's fault that Freddy came back. She should have stayed out of his fucking home. She kept fucking with him. Kincaid told her. Joey told her, stop your fucking shit. Did she listen? No. Her ass deserved to die. Okay? But that covers that one. So now we're going to get into the top three, okay? This one I'm pretty sure all of you will agree with.
I hope so.
It can't get any higher than in the list than what it is right here at 3. It is an awesome fucking movie, and it is Wes Craven's New Nightmare. We are including it in Nightmare on Elm Street because it is Wes Craven's New Nightmare. It's a continuance of his vision of Nightmare on Elm Street, so we are including it. And there's so much to say, but I'm trying to limit it. I love how dark it got.
Yeah.
I love that it had a very original nightmare feel to it because now Freddy's not joking as much anymore. Freddy's not a clown like he is. He's brutal.
Yeah, and
He's
the comments he makes, are meant to give you some kind of chill instead of
even that part where he pops out of the freaking thing, miss me. I was like, God damn. No. And
or when he's waiting for her to take on the role.
Exactly.
Even then, he looks so intimidating.
Exactly. I love it. I love the new look. Instead of that glove, now it's literally a part of his hand. And instead of 4 claws, it's 5. It's his entire hand. And I love the leather pants. I like how they made him a more, I don't want to say edgy goth version of Freddy Krueger, but they made him just literally darker. They made darker. I like the story behind it personally. I love that they bring Heather Langenkamp is playing Heather Langenkamp. Robert Englund is playing Robert Englund, and of course he's playing Freddy. Wes Craven's in there as Wes Craven, and we see so many cameos during the chase, death, the funeral, and I just think it's really awesome. I like the way they twisted it, and the story that they gave Freddy, that he's some kind of ancient demon, and that pretty much Wes Craven wrote him into this character, and this is how he's controlling that evil. And I thought it was really fucking cool.
And now he's ready to come out. I really loved how there was so much you could notice that was from the original Nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Even the nurse going down, where's your pass?
Screw your pass.
So, there was little things here and there,
Mm-hmm.
and you notice them everywhere. And I always thought that was great. If you're going to do something new, if you're going to do a reboot, if you're going to try something different, if you do a lot of that where the fans that love these movies can recognize that, or like I keep saying, a lot of cameos,
mm-hmm.
we're going to be happy.
Exactly.
We're going to appreciate it.
And this movie, it pays tribute. I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of it. It pays tribute to the original Nightmare, when he's hey, you ever played Skin the Cat? And then he grabs Julie and freaking drags her up on the wall and on the ceiling, very, very much so. That is a tribute to the original. And just seeing the little dude freaking run across the street with all the Freddys coming after him, and then the giant Freddy claw picking him up, literally dangling him with the freaking, where the trucks and everything on the traffic.
Which, and it's funny because, when I was younger and watching it, I just watched it.
Yeah.
Then I became a mom. And you can put yourself kind of in that position of, dude, she was watching her kid cross the street with all of that traffic coming,
right.
Not knowing if he was awake or if he was sleepwalking, and seeing all of that go on. I would have had a heart attack right there.
Exactly. As parents too, that's one of those things. You saw her; she just straight up rushed for his ass, going through the traffic. She didn't give no fuck. And I just think it's really awesome. I like how Wes Craven was able to come back for this and literally go with it and just do his thing. And they did a really good job with it. And so that's why it ranks so high on our list right now. It goes back to more of the origins, and it's darker, and it's not so much ha-ha, it's more so and that's why we have it at number 3. So now we get to the juicies, the 2 best. At number 2, and this is where these are where it's going to get argued a lot. Some of you are going to agree with us. Some of you are going to be all nah, maybe it should be number 1. We have agreed that number 2 goes to Dream Warriors.
Yes.
Dream Warriors is by fucking far the best sequel of the franchise. Everything about Dream Warriors, I honestly can't find a whole lot wrong with it. I think it's just a really awesome fucking movie.
It has all the best lines you can quote from the movie.
Welcome to prime time, bitch. That alone. You go meet Freddy Krueger, every one of you, okay? Every one of you. I have talked to Robert Englund about this when I saw him. When I got his autograph, he was like, "Do you want me to sign it? Welcome to Primetime, bitch." I said no. He's like, "Do you want me to sign it? This is God." I said no, because that's what everybody gets. Everybody wants those two lines, and "Welcome to Primetime, bitch" is the iconic line. That is like the most infamous line spoken out of his mouth. That and
they even put it in one of the sequels.
Yeah, exactly.
Right before the
Welcome
movie.
Welcome to Primetime, bitch. Freddy Krueger. And like I think that's hilarious. Like that's a great fucking line. That is one of the best kills in the Nightmare series. I love it. This is it, Jennifer, you big breaking TV. Like I love it. I think it's so badass. I love obviously
all the characters are really good.
All of them are, man. Like I love like this is the introduction to Kincaid. This is the introduction to Joey. This is the introduction to Kirsten.
Kincaid is fun. If you want comedy in there you go. Kincaid.
He
is the comedy.
He gonna put me to sleep. How you gonna go to sleep? And fuck you. Like Kincaid was hilarious in that movie, and like you know a lot of us can relate to him because like when we're having dreams like that, the last thing we want to fucking do is go to sleep.
Yeah.
You know, and just all of them. I think they just did really fucking good. Obviously, some of the most iconic deaths are in here. Will's death was awesome. You know, like there's so many different deaths in this. Terrence is probably my favorite.
Oh, Punk Terran! I love Punk Terran.
Dare to be drug free, the best death ever. You know, let's get high. Like
she's beautiful.
She really is bad.
Oh,
like that scene for anybody who is a fan of Freddy Krueger. That is probably the one death that probably sticks out more to you than anything because he had like the little mouths on the freaking arms and let's get high. Just that whole thing is just it's so morbid, but it's so fucking awesome. And again, that's like her worst nightmare. You know, the return of Heather Langenkamp.
Yay, Nancy's back.
Was not in part 2, is in part 3. And, you know...
The way they transitioned her in, too, was just perfect.
It wasn't just throw her in there. It was, you know, they actually transitioned her pretty well. And, you know, she did what she does. You know, this girl, she's not the original Survivor girl, but this girl is, like, one of the Survivor girls. I mean, she might not have survived this movie. But, you know, just having her back is awesome. Because in number 2, we're all wondering, where the fuck is she? You know, why isn't she in 2? Like, they read about her, but she's not actually... there, you know, they're just reading her journal. But so having her back in this definitely helps. Like I said, we go back to like this movie has so many of the most badass death scenes. Like again, we talk about the Welcome to Primetime bitch. That's what we just call that death. The puppeteer thing, that whole thing was. Oof, God, that still makes me cringe a little bit. Just like, picture all your tendons out of your arm and you being a puppet. I'm still scared of those kind of fucking dolls, man. I won't go to sleep if any of that shit's near me because I'm afraid that's gonna fucking happen. Like, but that scene, that death is like, holy shit, you know? The D&D death. You know, that Dungeons and Dragons. I am the Wizard Master.
I'm the Wizard Master. That one was fun.
Yeah, like... Like, it was, like, just all of them are really cool little...
I really like how on that one, like, they kind of went with the dreams. Because it wasn't just, like, you're dreaming, but you don't know if you're dreaming or not, like they did with the original.
Yeah.
They went and played with the dreams because, I mean, come on, everybody's had some pretty weird dreams where there's, like, weird colors or, you know, something...
And one of the perfect examples of the dreams is Joey. Joey's having a nice dream. Oh, what dream?
A very nice dream.
I'm starting to notice a pattern here with Joey. In Dream Warriors, he's dreaming about a naked nurse. And then in Dream Master, he's dreaming about a naked model. Joey.
Joey needed a girlfriend.
He needed something. But... And like that's how I realized, like, you know, Joey has this dream about this nurse that he's crushing on, and the next thing you know, boobies, and you know, they're doing their thing, and the next thing you know, tongues are throwing out. Everywhere. It's like, holy shit, you know, you see her boobies jiggling while she's doing it, and it's hilarious, you know. I love that scene, and that's the perfect thing. It's like, you know, you're having a good dream, just like that. It's now a nightmare, and you know, and then that's really true. And then like what Freddy does too, when he's hooked up to the life support.
Oh yeah, when Nancy's telling him to let him go.
He says, I think it's what he says. I think it says, "Come and get him, bitch."
Yeah.
Go figure, bitch. You know, I think that might have been the first bitch.
Yeah,
I think that might have been the first bitch. Wait, no. I think Jennifer's death happened first. So Jennifer's death is the Welcome to Primetime bitch. So I think that was the first bitch. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. There might have been a bitch in part 2 or part 1 that I'm not remembering. but I'm pretty sure
One
Jennifer's.
in a part 2.
I'm pretty sure Jennifer's death
Yeah.
was because that was before Joey was in the coma, and then because that's when they all find their powers and shit like that. So then the bitch that was the second ever bitch. I'm assuming, I could be wrong. Like I said, if you guys know, comment thing down there, you guys know what to do. But so like just a really iconic movie, really fun fucking movie, awesome fucking sequel. You know, Freddy is dropping little jokes, but mainly it's still terrifying, you know, because like now you think you have these people that are going to be able to go against him. That's the one thing I wish they would have done maybe a little bit more. It's like these people are supposed to be badass and have these badass dream powers. They need to fight him more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like showcase your shit. I would love to see Tara give him an ass whooping. And then he does that, you know, just something, because she did a little bit, like she cuts him and
she
stabs
wanted
him.
to. She was getting ready to, but at the same time, they are still teenagers.
Yeah, exactly. So, but in general, that is why Dream Warriors is the shit.
Oh, and you're forgetting like the best thing, big old worm Freddy.
Oh, Penis Freddy, Penis Freddy. Oh my God, how can I forget Penis Freddy? I mean, that's horrible. He ate out Kristen. That's what it looked like. I'm sorry, but if you look at it, what's he nomming on there? Come on now, that's just horrible. But like, yeah, Penis Freddy, and like, I guess they had to change the color of Freddy because he originally looked more pinkish, like a penis, which is fucking hilarious.
So they were like,
so they actually had to make him.
Gonna work.
They had to make him more slimy and like darker, and they did a great job. You know, that is fun. Like that was an awesome scene.
Well, it's funny because she had to like move the other way,
Yeah.
and then in the film, you know, it has to come this way. So it's
so weird, but it was awesome. Like I remember I went to Universal Studios for Horror Nights a few years ago, and they actually had Penis Freddy there.
Oh, that's awesome!
And I was like, oh my God, this is great. And but yeah, no, I can't believe I fucking forgot that. That's my bad. But that's why, like, if you just you can't really pick a bad thing about Dream Warriors. Like, there's just too much good in it, you know. The minimal things that is kind of wrong with it isn't a big deal. So it's like, whatever.
It doesn't negate the whole goodness of everything else in the movie.
Exactly. That is, in my opinion, like, and it's really hard because we all know by now what number one is, okay? Number one, obviously, is the one that started it all. It is Nightmare on Elm Street. And that's the only fucking reason that Dream Warriors is not in the number one slot. Is because, I'm sorry, but you cannot put it over the original. Not in this franchise.
No.
You know, in Friday the 13th franchise, it's debatable. But in this franchise, the first Nightmare on Elm Street started it. Freddy was fucking dark.
Yeah,
he was
it was
vicious. Scary. All of the deaths.
It was the whole tone of the movie was dark
Very
lighting, and I do like that they had it to where you didn't know if they were awake or if they were dreaming, because then he would just come out and you're like, oh wait, it's a dream. You know, they're going out your back door and everything like that, chasing the dogs, and I like the long arm Freddy.
Oh yeah,
I liked that.
I like this is God. Again, you know, another thing. You know what I had Robert Englund sign my autograph as? It says, fuck Scary Terry. Okay, that is unique.
He put your next on mine.
That's awesome too. Like I wouldn't mind being next.
I didn't tell him to put anything. He just signed it, and I was like, whatever you're gonna put, I'm gonna be happy with.
Right? But like this movie again, like how she said, you know, it's really, really fucking dark. It is gritty. It's scary. You know, like this is like, and you originally when you start watching this movie, you think Tina's gonna be like the survivor girl because it starts off with her being chased and then waking up, and you're like, oh okay, then oh no, she's not the survivor girl at all.
And that scene was awesome too, the way they did it, dragging her all the way across. It was awesome.
Yeah, like we're
the little noise. Oh well, they took the noise out, but the little noise it makes when she splashes on the bed. Yeah,
like,
all of that.
Like they did such a great job. Like that kill scene, like that's a very
out of the wall. I know I mentioned that earlier, but I love that because it creeped me out. Just seeing when he comes right out of the wall.
The difference between good and bad, practical effects. Nightmare on Elm Street. Back made in the fucking early 80s. Remake CGI. CGI was shit. This one was practical effects and it looked really badass. It was just like and it just that's creepy, you know? And then like she sees the cross and puts it back on there and shit. Like that scene is amazing.
He knocks on the wall.
Right, making sure like she's smart. Nancy is fucking smart. I still think that Laurie Strode is the best Survivor girl in my opinion, but Nancy is a really close fucking number 2. Like, she was smart. She knew what she was doing. You know, she started studying booby traps and all that. Like, she had that survivalist like instinct in her, and I thought it was really fucking cool. And just like no bad deaths. Everything was cool as shit.
My all-time favorite death
get into
scene.
it right now. The best death of all.
Are we going to agree on this? I don't know.
Yes, we better.
Glenn's
Bloodbath.
Glenn's death scene. Thank you. I was scared there for a minute. I was like, I might have to leave right now. That is my all-time favorite scene in any horror movie. That is my all-time favorite. I always love that scene. That scene was the reason I became a huge Nightmare on Elm Street fan.
That bloodbath scene is just, it's so iconic. Like, you remember it, and like, it had to happen to Johnny Depp in his first movie, you know, and that is a way to go out. You're a new guy that wanted to become this huge fucking megastar, and it's all because of Nightmare on Elm Street, and it's all because of probably it is in the entire Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, this is the most badass death of all. Just the blood shooting up and just all over the ceiling, and just, oh my god, just thinking about it, I got the goosies.
Just a little drop, and the mom opens the door right in front of her, just a little drop.
Yeah, and I just, again, that is the most iconic death scene in Nightmare on Elm Street, maybe in all of the slashers. It's really hard because Halloween has some badass ones that we will get into at another video. But that scene, like, you remember that scene. Like, as we were just talking about, you know, Nightmare 3 with the Welcome to Primetime bitch and all that, and the marionette scene. But this scene right here is just, and it was not humorous. It was fucking dark. You just see his hand pop up, drag him in. Glenn is screaming for his life, literally, and then blood. And it was just like, holy shit,
and
man.
it totally leaves everything to the imagination, which sometimes that's the route to go.
Your imagination be your
look
best
at
friend or your
all
worst
of
enemy.
that blood that came out, and you can only imagine what happened.
Like, damn, that body has that much blood in it? Shit. But, like, it's so fucking good. And it is, if there's a Mount Rushmore of horror, you could bet your ass this is right there on that Mount Rushmore. It is going to, obviously, it will have, like, Halloween, Friday the 13th, but Freddy is there, too. And, like, we could get into a discussion on, like, in what order they are in, but, like, Freddy Krueger gave me nightmares as a child. I was terrified of Freddy Krueger because of this movie. And you guys gotta remember, I was born in 85, okay? So there's already, like, one or two, I think there's 2 of the movies out already, maybe 3. And so, you know, I grew up watching this guy, and I was like, no shit, you know, and
The bathtub scene, I mean, everything.
Yeah.
It was creepy. The Nightmare on Elm Street, the original Nightmare on Elm Street, is the movie that when all of the kids in my family are ready to watch a horror movie and their parents say it's okay, that's the movie I show them. That is the first one I show them.
And it makes sense too. And like, you got to think, man, like this is the first movie that ever touched up on dreams like this. Okay, so we had Halloween, which is the Babysitter Killer, a first of its kind, really fucking awesome, iconic. A lot of us will agree that it is what started the slasher flicks from, you know, the killer, more POV and shit like that. And then we go into, you know, Nightmare on Elm Street, which is the complete fucking opposite. We're not going Babysitter Killer anymore. Now we're going, like, we're dabbling into your fucking dreams. Mm-hmm. We're getting into, like, the shit that scares the crap out of you and making it into a movie. And that just, like, that the concept is terrifying, you know?
And in the original, he did it in such a way to where it was almost kind of like a manipulation, too. Because, like Tina getting dragged down the hallway and the body bag and, you know, and then all of the bugs and everything. Right. You know, obviously he's messing with Nancy. Mm-hmm. Whenever he's dragging Tina all over the ceiling, you know, he's messing with Rod. Right. You know, when Glenn, he messes with her, he goes, I'm your boyfriend now.
I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy. Oh. Like, I think, like, again, that scene, the Rod scene, you know, like, think about it. Rod got pinned to be the man who killed Tina. And just, it's so good. It's so good, guys. If you haven't seen it yet for some god-awful fucking reason, I can't even fathom that anybody hasn't seen this movie. But if for some reason you have not seen Nightmare on Elm Street, the original, not the remake, what the fuck is wrong with you? Go watch the damn thing.
Watch it now.
Like, literally, stop watching this. Wait, no, don't stop watching this. Like, you know, do all that shit.
Like, subscribe.
And then, and then go watch it.
You gotta remember.
Gotta do the plugs.
Subscribe.
Like, subscribe, comment if you want, ring the little bell notification if you want notifications, all that shit. I'm not good at that.
We do want to know
definitely-
though. I am curious to see. Do you agree with our list?
Yeah, like that's the big thing, guys. Like this whole thing is just like it's our picks. It's like what we think, and we obviously want to know what you guys think. We want you guys to get interactive with this channel. So every fucking video I do, even if it's like the lame ones, just comment something. Just let's talk, because like you guys have seen. I don't know if you've looked at the other videos or not. I am responding like I said I would. I'm promising that to you guys. I'm not gonna not respond. I'm gonna fucking get everybody. And I want to interact with you guys. I want to know your feelings. I want to know if you agree with us, if you disagree with us, if you're going to be all like, fuck you, Dream Warriors is the best, jump off a cliff. I want to know all that. Like, I'm curious.
I know a couple that do. They think
so do
Dream
I.
Warriors is tops. I can't. No, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, to me, it's the original.
We're gonna debate about it. We
exactly.
will.
And that's the great thing. Like, that's what this channel is about. This channel it's horror movies. It's having fun. It's fucking around. We saw us get a little personal with shit earlier in the shit. So, like, that's like I want to hear you guys' opinions. I want to see like who's your favorite baddie. That could be a comment. At some point, we're gonna do a video of like the battles. Like, who do we think is like the ultimate, the baddest of the bads? And obviously we know who I'm going with. But like we want to interact with you guys. We want to hear what you guys have to say. If you have questions for me, by all means ask. If you have questions for her, by all means ask. At some point we'll do like a Q&A. We'll go live and do shit like that. But again, we say it all the time. Like the whole reason why this channel even exists is because of you guys. You guys are the reason why. Again, I give them a shout out on the first video. But Mike and Jay over at We Watched the Movie, it's because of them that I'm even fucking doing this. They gave me the balls. I've had balls, but they gave me the balls to actually go and do this, and I think it's really cool. Because like now it's all of us doing it, and it's all of us having fun, and we're just a big ass fucking community, and it's really cool. So with that said, there's one last thing to talk about really quickly. We're gonna try cutting it short because I don't know how much space is left on my phone, and I don't want it to fuck up. So real quick, and we're just gonna bang this through real quick. So everybody already knows about the Craven estate. Okay, we know that Craven's estate has the rights to Nightmare on Elm Street again.
They're taking pitches. So far, 2 people are interested: Elijah Wood and Mike Flanagan, I believe it was.
I believe so. And both, I mean, honestly, we'll see what happens with that. Elijah Wood had a very interesting concept. Flanagan didn't really talk a whole lot about his concept. But then the biggest news to come out of this is the fact that Robert Englund has come out and said that he pretty much doesn't think he's going to ever do Freddy again.
He feels he's too old to do so. I disagree.
I think all of us disagree. We all love Robert Englund. Robert Englund could go, he could be 100 years old. We'd still want him to do Freddy. But it leaves the question. This is the question that I'm going to leave with you guys, okay? We're not even going to discuss it right now, but I want to leave this question with you guys, and we can touch it up on our next video, is since Robert Englund doesn't feel he is going to be doing Freddy Krueger again, do we even want another Nightmare on Elm Street? Do we want to see a TV show? Do we want to see the movies? Because there was rumors about the TV show or a movie, like how they would do it. So with Robert Englund being out of the picture most likely, do we even want that?
As Freddy. If he's going to be out of the picture as Freddy, do we even want another one? Yeah,
or do we want to finally leave this franchise to rest, which sucks for a lot of us because we are die-hard Freddy Krueger fans. And but it's like, Jackie Earle Haley, as much as he tried, that movie was just utter shit. And no matter how bad it was with Freddy and Robert Englund, it was still Robert Englund, which is why the majority of us loved it and watched them. And so it's like, is it worth doing it? Because you think about it, Michael Myers, it's a mask. Okay? Now, obviously, there are certain mannerisms and shit like that that make Michael Myers who Michael Myers is. We have, I think, obviously, James Jude Courtney is a fantastic job. I love James Jude Courtney. He lives up to Nick Castle. And like with Friday the 13th, Jason's a mask. So
they
obviously
don't talk, they don't really have.
Yeah, like there's different mannerisms, but in the end of the day, it's just a mask. Like Kane Hodder obviously is really awesome, but the past 2 Jasons they've had in Freddy vs. Jason and in the remake were actually pretty damn good. They're really bulky, like scary type motherfuckers. So it's like, But with Freddy, it's different. Even in Hellraiser, Hellraiser, Paul Taylor is an amazing pinhead. I thought it was literally Doug Bradley when I watched that movie because I was like, holy shit. And then I found out it wasn't. But he did a phenomenal job. But with Freddy, that's clearly
It's
not
Robert
the case.
Englund.
Yeah,
It's Robert Englund. The voice, I mean, everything he brought to it, personality, everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you guys think? Do we even want one? Is it time to let it go?
Yeah, is it time to finally let Freddy rest in peace? Or, like, what do you guys think? Like, that's the ultimate thing that I want to hear on this. And we're dropping it on this video because obviously this was a Freddy video. So let us know what you think. And we will go from there.
We can discuss it
Yeah,
in the next video.
Yeah, next video we will further discuss it. It's just right now we're trying to cut it a little bit short. Not short. It's only between this video and the last video. It's like another 50-minute video. So, but yeah, guys, let us know what you think as far as Freddy goes. Robert Englund has gone on the record to say, he wouldn't mind Kevin Bacon doing it, and Kevin Bacon does have a track record with horror movies, so I wouldn't mind seeing that.
And Robert Englund is the one saying
Yeah,
that he would make a good one. But
that's the gospel.
what do you guys think?
Yeah, let us know in the comments down below, and Jerry Springer final thought shit. Again, guys, like I said in the last video, just be cool to each other. Smile to your neighbor, shake their hand, wave at them something, make sure you wash your hand before you do that, you sick bastards.
Always wash your hands.
But with that said, guys, we are done for the week. We will see you guys Saturday. Peace out. Later.